Hello, my Mouseketeers! Today on Touchables, we're going to be playing Tsum Tsum, the wildly addictive puzzle game by Disney and Line. Got a lot of tips for you guys for starting out, which I myself am also starting out, but this should optimize your game when you begin and when you become an expert. These tips will hold true throughout your experience. So let's dive in. So before you even jump into the game, the #1 piece of advice I can give you is to register using the Line login. Don't just go immediately into play as a guest. So make sure that you sign in with the Line login, because if you start playing as a guest without the Line login, you ever decide to play on another device, or you need to remove the app and then reinstall it later, you'll lose everything that you've collected, all your coins, all of your Tsum Tsums, everything. But with Line, you'll be able to log in, use that account again, and also you'll be able to play your friends and start a leaderboard, which I'll explain later will get you different kinds of rewards. So the point of Tsum Tsum is to collect Tsums, but ultimately you want to collect them, and at the beginning of the game they're going to give you one Tsum Tsum, and it's always going to be Mickey. And one thing you'll notice as you play the game is that each Tsum has its own special ability. Mickey's is that he gets rid of a cluster in the very middle of the map. So the point of Tsum Tsums is to get high scores in the puzzle game, which will get you coins so that you can buy additional Tsums, you can buy special abilities, and then eventually you can compete on a leaderboard if you sign in with Line. And that's why it's important, because at the end of the week, if you compete on a leaderboard and you have the most points amongst your friends, you'll get additional prizes as coins and Tsum Tsums. You do work on a life system here, so I'm just gonna let you guys know I'm also new to this game. So I'm gonna be applying the tips. I've done my homework, I've done some research, and what I found is these are the best tips that you can use to maximize your score. It's worth pointing out that before you get into a match, you're given the ability to choose a special ability by paying for it with coins. There's a score coin, experience time, bubble, and 5 to 4. Now, I recommend not using any of these. Unless you're trying to get a really high score, especially if you're trying to compete for the high score of the week, then the two I recommend are definitely the 5 to 4, and what that does, it actually eliminates one of the Tsums from the puzzle game. So instead of 5 options, there's only 4, which means there's less obstacles between Tsums. So you can highlight a lot more and make bigger chains. The additional one that I would suggest if you're trying to get a high score is the plus score one, because you'll just get more points, and that's what you want if you want to be the best amongst your friends. So at some point the game will prompt you and let you know that you have enough coin to buy a Tsum Tsum. Now, there are two different kinds you can buy. You can buy the $10,000 box, or you can buy the $30,000 premium box. I suggest waiting till you have 30,000, because the Tsums that come in those boxes are much more powerful, so that when you level them up or when you fill up their meter and use their special, you're going to get way more points than just the average ones from the happiness box. So go premium. So the first thing I want to let you guys know is when you're looking for patterns on the screen, don't look for the characters themselves like Mickey and Winnie the Pooh. Look for the colors. You'll notice that the characters are always selected according to their colors. So Donald will be white, Winnie will be yellow, Mickey will be black, and that way you can just really differentiate the characters. So just look for the colors, sort of blur them out and highlight them that way. But you always want to make sure that your finger is on the screen as much as possible. I can't stress that enough. The secret to this game is maximizing points, and you do that by getting combos and chains. Chains is linking multiple Tsums together. You need at least 3 to make a chain, and the more you link beyond that, the more points you get. When you get 7 Tsums linked together, you'll get a special bubble, but don't pop it just yet. The reason I say not to pop the bubble is because you want to wait till you reach fever mode, and the way you get to fever mode is by completing Tsum chains. When you fill up the fever meter and you make it to fever mode, that's a good time to use your Tsum's special ability, because you'll get the most points from that, add it to your chain. It'll create a bubble, which you can then pop and get more points, because fever mode just adds more points to everything you do. So right before the time runs out, it's actually beneficial to have your Tsum's ability fully charged and not to use it, because when the time runs out, it'll take into consideration the fact that your Tsum had a full charge, and it will apply its ability to one type of Tsum on the map. So maybe it'll randomly select Donald, and it'll select all the Donalds on the map, and it'll give you points for the amount of Donalds that you still have on the map. So it's actually beneficial to end the match with a full Tsum ability meter. Now, another interesting fact is when you get to fever mode, it adds 5 seconds to the clock. So the more you get into fever mode, the more time you actually have in the game to get more points. So just make sure you're using all these tips in tandem, and it's going to take some time. I'm new to the game, so I'm a little bit slow, as you can see, but already I feel like I'm improving with every game that I do. Thank you guys for watching. I hope these tricks help you. If you guys have any additional tips that maybe I missed, or you have some techniques that I'm not aware of and want to help me as a beginning player, make sure you hit us up on Twitter at CoreMobileNet. And you can also hit me up on Twitter at LeoZombie and help me improve my game, because obviously I am a scrub, but those tips will take me to professional Tsum Tsumdom, if that's even a thing. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.